is also has connection with the constructivism. Constructivism learning emphasizes the process, a bottom-up instead of top-down. That means the teacher should teach according to students' knowing, not just teaching, telling them what the teachers knows. That's the bottom-up. But for the students' base, so that's the top-down. And the top-down, we should teach the student according to their also about their experience and their knowledge. So it's about the constructivism also. So in our class teaching, the CTL, according to the research and planning group in California Community College, and for the contextual teaching and learning, there are 4 main points. It's about the standalone classroom practice, which can provide more chance and more opportunities for the students to participate in the class. And besides, we can combine with the experience of the students and can do some curriculum or instructional material development. And besides, and we also need to consider about the interactive teaching, cooperation is also, every class we emphasize the importance of the cooperation by groups especially groups with students in different levels, and for collecting data, collecting information, and evaluate between each others, and then finally for solving the problems. And last is about more improved outcomes, more students, more participations, and not just participation, is about self-management also. So it's the advantages and process about the CTL. So according to the CTL and geography teaching methods, and I found there are 5 main methods, sorry, because also about the CTL. And the 5 main methods includes the presentation, which a lot of teachers normally use in our class. And besides, for the geography, we use the visualizing with maps, because maps and pictures is also important for the geography teaching. And also mind mapping, is the glue for the teaching. And inquiry methods, which raise the question and then discuss and then conclude. And today I'm going to sharing the contextual learning. It's also important for geography teaching, because geography is a very interesting and practical and challenging subject for the teaching. So I will going to share the CTL in my classes, including in the classroom. I will share some activities or some case in my classroom and out of classroom. I will share my experience in this 5th or 4th year in here and about the field study. So in the classroom, I will use a lot of materials, a material from my travel experience, because I like traveling and I like taking pictures. I like collecting pictures for my classes also. So each time I travel, I take pictures and I try to making connection with my teaching. And besides, I will use students sharing, because I believe that each student has their talent, and I will share with some case about one of my students who can make coffee, and a lot of case studies presentation, and some student whose family owns a big farm, and he will share the agriculture management in my class. And besides, I will use the news or big events like the World Cup, and also the books and movies and video games. Although a lot of teachers here will think video game is not good for students, but actually if we use the video game, we can use it for the classroom, make it not good to be good in our class. So it's the real class material for my class. Last winter holiday, I went to Baoshan in Yunnan, which is famous for coffee planting and making. So, and coffee is very important in one of the agriculture lessons about plantation. Plantation 就是种植园农业，就是我们在 人文地理里面农业这一章讲到里面是非常重要的，就讲到这些 plantation 它的一个怎样的一个种植的环境，然后怎样的去销售，就跟整一个农业企业是有关的。So while I traveling, I took a lot of pictures. You can see a lot of pictures. The view is photo by me. So I'm a good photo. Okay. So and I will try to I will construct it and make it useful for my class. For example, about the geography background, the physical geography, and about the agriculture, agribusiness, which is all like combined with the material and build it background, a contextual for my class teaching. And also, not just that, I will ask a student who is qualified for making coffee and to make, because it's the first class in this semester, and every student will feel very tired and not concentrated in class. So I asked this student to make the specialty coffee in the class. And this one made other students more participate in this class. So I always encourage students to participate with their talent. Like this student who called Danny, maybe he's not good at studying the other subject, but for his interest, he's really good at like this kind of specialty coffee. It tastes very good, and every student get a weight at this class. And I asked them, they said, and it's very interesting and impressed. And besides that, in the classroom, I asked the student to do the presentation and like each topic, because in human geography, we have different topic, which like after we finish teaching the topic and studying the topic, they will have their mind map and their background, and then they can have their own contextual, to make their own contextual. They have their different case to do the presentation in front of the class. So it's also another method in my contextual learning and teaching in my class. Besides that, for this semester, I had a demo class which about the urban challenge, about the living problems. I will show them photos from the internet, especially the photos which has the conflicts based on conflicts with the technology from the students. For example, we all think Hong Kong is a very developed places, regions, but actually there are still a lot of people living in such places, like very narrowed, and the sanitation is not good, and that's the conflict, and the people will get interested after seeing this picture, and they will find out what are the reasons about such living problems in Hong Kong. So it's about the photos from the internet, and we need to like okay, sorry. Okay, so we need to find the typical pictures from the internet, not just randomly find it from the internet. And besides that, I also recommend the books and movies for the students. For example, I have the book list for the students. And also, I will suggest students to read some books which is connected to my teaching. And because geography belongs to the humanity subject, and it can help students who get interested to extended learning, which is very important for the humanity learning. And also, I will use the news and big events. For example, last year is the World Cup year. I just talk about the choke point, which is very important key turns in the geopolitical chapter. So I will use the choke point and then find the big event about Qatar. Qatar is the choke point. So I will collect some meme, 就是梗图, and which can raise the interest by the students, and they will find out why Qatar is so rich, and why we talk about the Japan and Germany and Iran and American have the match, and which is like we talk about and discuss on the internet. So I will use these materials in my class, and besides, I sometimes sell myself out. Like I use that kind of pictures. Like the students will kind of have these background on these feelings like they are in Qatar. So, and besides, the last one is about the video game. For example, before 2 years ago, I always think about how can I teach the urban, 就是城市地理学的一个教学的时候 ，and think about how can I teach the student about such a lot urban questions and problems. And after that, a student recommends me. So the student really has talent about something. So one student recommend me, you can play this game. And it's about the urban development and urban land use. So I just play like for seven levels, and I collect these pitches to tell them the land use, the facilities, there's something about the urban development. So these all materials I can use is in the classroom. Besides, I take the student out of the classroom also. I take them to field study, which become like tradition in my class for each year. So a lot of students like attending to AP class maybe for this field study. So I took them for different field study each year. Like in Kaiping is about the migration case study. And in Bijiang, which around us, is about the folk culture experiencing. And in Guangzhou is about the urban study. And besides that, according to the which is a very popular series last year, is about the Squid Game. I create again like Squid Game, and I treat the student to play and learn in this game for reviewing. So about Kaiping study is about case study. Before the field study, I will have different tasks for different group. For example, they will have the task for presentation, and each group will have their topic. So they will have their mission have their task while they doing the field study, not just for touring or for eating for out of school. So it's about the task. So besides that, I also took them to the Bijiang, like Bijiang with field study about the folk culture. Like we went to Jinlou and we ate the local food, and we like interview with the local people. And after that, I asked them to write a report or like sharing and then post on the account. Like this is about the folk culture field study experiencing. And it's about urban study in Guangzhou. Also, they will take their task in the field study like this. Besides that, and about the Squid Game, I have different questions and ask them to do this Squid Game activity. For example, this is about the 123木头人 and who lost and they quit, and then the last one can win the game and can earn some like credit. So, and it's about the experience which I use for my contextual learning and teaching. And I'm going to share because of timing, so I will talk faster and faster. Okay, some elements of our CTL is about constructivism, discovering and questioning learning community, modeling, reflection, and authentic assessment. Here I want to mention the most important thing, which I think is about the discovery. Because like here, we see the same thing, but the student who can discover the methods, the things about geography is different. They have their geography methods when they're facing all the same truth. That's the difference about the experiencing and the learning. So, like for example, two of my students who went to Singapore to take the AP International exam, and they, after all this contextual learning and teaching in my class, they went abroad and they have some sightseeing here, like Islamic 就是一个祷告在这里，所以他们就是拍下一个took a picture and share with me, and then I can experience the religion. I really learned something in geography class and out of geography class. So geography is everywhere with this contextual teaching and learning. And last but not least is my reflection about my contextual teaching and learning. It's about my resources maybe not that combined or not integrated. Some of my question is not deep enough, and sometimes my class is not that time control like my demo class, and most important, maybe some students are not that interested in my contextual teaching and learning background. What should I do? And important also, how can I evaluate with this class? That's what I'm going to study in my future teaching. So, thank you for listening. Thank you.